right, and we are live. Howdy, everybody. Here, let me see if I can adjust the camera just a hair. Just a little bit there. There we go. That should do it. Okay. Howdy, everybody. I was kind of catching the comments, as we were getting everything together, and we'll definitely say some prayers for Katie because she had less than encouraging news from the doctor, it sounds like, and so we want to send some love, prayers for healing, and one I had asked if it was okay if we asked for a cookie from Enki, and wanted to make sure that was cool because some people don't like to mix pantheons. Well, since we have Inanna here, we'll ask her to pass the request along. So I think we can do that. Shouldn't be a problem. I actually did some artwork of Enki. I haven't made anything new with it, yet, but he's in the computer, so I think we can make that work. But it's good to be here, everybody. And just checking up. I haven't been able to see what's going on the Discord, this week because we've just been so busy and so much stuff going on and trying to get some things taken care of. But hey, it's Friday. We have kids coming over in a little while, so let's get ready to have a good weekend. And tonight we're honoring kind of two occasions that sort of fit with each other because Horus is paying a visit to Neith, who is, of course, a creatrix. Her other son is Sobek, and he's having a feast as Lord of Ombos. Ombos is the Greek name. The modern, what they call the town now is Ombo, and there's a temple there that is a double temple for Horus and Sobek. And originally it was for Set, but Sobek kind of took it over. So, so I guess you can say Neith's got the kids over, which is appropriate because we're going to have the kids over in a little while. So yeah. That's kind of the theme that we have going. And we did some taping earlier in the week that's going to be, it's going to start for right now as a Patreon exclusive, version 1, because there's a recipe from another channel called Tasting History that they did on making tiger nut cakes. And we decided to try it, and we're going to be tweaking it a little bit, but we do have one left. It came out more like a cookie right here, and so our process of taping that is going to be an exclusive this month.
Okay. By the way, the camera did not
see that. Okay.
Up.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me just bring the whole thing because you've got naan bread and chocolates, and then our tiger nut cake. Actually, we diluted a little bit. There's also almond flour in here. But something else you can go if you want to kind of get some spoilers and deal with a guy that is trying to talk about the opening of the mouth right and really doesn't know what he's talking about. But anyway, that was our more like a tiger nut cookie.
And they were really good. I'm not gonna lie, I love them.
Well, we're gonna be making it. We're gonna be trying it again. There's gonna be a version 2 of this, and the idea is to have some for the offering plate for OPED, which is in 2 or 3 weeks. So, Neith and the gang get version 1. So, things to stay tuned, for later this month. But it was drizzled with date syrup. So yeah, actually, very sweet and kind of, nutty, obviously, but also you said that it seemed like it had a hint of vanilla in it.
Yeah. The second day, for sure.
Yeah. And the other thing that we noticed is that it was really, really hearty. And I think that's something that it's hard for us to appreciate because they offered so much bread. And you're thinking, well, bread, that's when we eat bread, especially, modern packaged American bread, there's nothing to it. But they made breads that were a lot heartier and you could eat it and actually feel full if that tiger nut cake is any indication. So
And it had enough nutrition to actually give you energy, not just fill you.
Right. Yeah, and it wasn't empty calories. So they got the good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started.
Same way with beer.
Yeah. Hi, Trevor's Crib says, I can't wait till I'm 80 and my grandkids see me as the sweet but crazy religious grandma. Kids, get up. It's time for morning libations. That's cool. Like Katie's like, I'm going to be that old granny who still wears all black and dark makeup. Doesn't mouth like a trucker. Yes. Starting with Gen X, we're going to be the ones to redefine what it is to be older.
Well, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
it has a mouth like a trucker. Do you know truckers? Because I came from a family of them. I can speak definitively on this topic.
But there's YouTube standards we have to watch for. So.
That's true.
And on that note, let's go ahead and purify ourselves as best we can. Let's start off with this part. Helps to not drop the finger cymbals. Hang on. There we go. And now for your favorite in mine. Its cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me. Its technique purifies me. Hail unto you, Yunochiru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. And we have cast out all evil that pertains to us. Hey! We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure. Look at me in my face, darn it.
I'm sorry. Now you have a really pure smile? She cheated. She had to reload.
I reloaded. Yes, I reloaded on that.
Oh, so tired.
Cast aspersions redefined. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who's tuning in with us now, who will be joining us in the future, and has been with us in the past. This eye of Horus comes, and we are all purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
We'll light our candle for Sobek, as we honor him on his night of feast. And for Mama Sekmet, she may continue to bring peace and healing to those who need it. healing and strength to our very own Katie. And may you have better news in 3 months. There we go. You arise in the Alketis Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You sit in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra. Came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Neith, the great, mother of Ra, and eldest of the gods, and to Horu, and to Sobek. Hail and praise unto you, O Yunuchuru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness, and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out Spet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us, your strength being within us. Take these, the cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oh, you're not true. These cool waters are the eye of Horus. Your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood. Oh, you're not true. You may be purified with it. We give you incense. Give you incense great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you, cleanses you, it adorns you.
I can't get it to answer.
Oh, I guess the God said you're not going to answer that. Yes, that's turn thing. All right. Oh, you're not sure. We give to you this eye of Horus.
Hey.
And its fragrance comes to you.
Let me call you in a minute. Bye. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kids.
Oh, see, I was going to say, was that one of our kids?
Kids.
Was it Austin or Spoon?
Spoon.
Okay. Yes, and Disney's just going to have to take a mulligan on this one. Because we're not planning to, do a product placement here.
Oh man!
Huh, what?
I
Where
can't
I
get
moved-
down the hall.
Where I moved the fan, right?
Right.
Hang on just a sec. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, so you not do. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. See, in a temple, this is where we would have had a Wab priest go and take care of that. But, we have to be all things here. Hold on. There you go. I think I can hear. Thank you. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Neith, Horu, and Sobek. O Yenachuru, drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. Pure, pure is Ra Horeketi within his house. Pure, pure is Neith the Great within her house, it says. Pure is Horu, the elder, Sobek, lord of Ombos, within their house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure for Ra, Neith, Horu, and Sobek, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horeketi. Come to your body, O Neith, O Horu, O Sobek. Come to your bodies, O Yenachuru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these, your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Neith, Horu, and Sobek. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. O Ra Horeketi, and your son, the Osu Nisu Nemkeprura, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. Hang on a sec. Well, I'm just kind of scanning back over the comments here. So Katie, you're saying that you got a visit from Sobek. And, wow. And, it's funny because Sobek and Set, apparently there's some connection between them because again, especially because this is a feast of, Sobek as Lord of Ombos, he kind of took over what was one of Set's cult centers, because one of Set's titles is the Ombite, being he of Ombos. And, of course, there's a lot of records that we don't have, things that might tell us a little more about it and how that happened. But there's a connection between them. And a lot of people who have an affinity for one tend to have an affinity for the other. So it kind of makes sense that you got that dream, and Sobek told you something and said, yes, Set said the same thing. And that must have been a really powerful experience. And thank you for sharing that with us. But and I also noticed King Shabib music. You want to get a cookie when we get to that, which we will in just a few minutes. We'll get that. Let's see. No, the canteen is up. Oh goodness, yes, and an ad pops in. That is why I turn off ads when we do live streams, because none of us want to be enjoying a ritual and then, have an ad for Dr. Squatch soap or, Taco Bell or some dumb stuff like that show up in the middle of it. That kind of ruin the vibe. So I specifically turn the ads off for that. So we're here to enjoy ourselves and to offer some prayers. And, if people want to give super stickers, that's great, but it's by no means required. We thank you when you do. And, that's, that does more good than having ads anyway, because I don't think the algorithms can really figure out what people who are pagan are really into. So, because I get a lot of them that make no sense whatsoever. So let us continue with our offerings for the blessed dead. We light this candle that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. And we pour these cool waters in the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Goed nebet nofra wabet achet notcherim. And cowing achapunibu macarunibu hiranachra. Voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a God lives. The cause of all of these blessed dead, all true of voice before the great God. Oh, speaking of super stickers, from Creature of Legend, thank you so much. And thanks for being here. Thank you for being here. And all right, when we get ready for those. Okay. Oh, and that's adorable. You got a super cute plushie of a peregrine falcon. Aw, that's wonderful. All right. Well, I'm going to pause the comments for just a second so I can make sure that I don't miss our cookie requests. I'm going to read a little bit for Neith and for Horus and for Sobek, and also something else brand new. This is drawing from a work that scribal students copied in ancient Egypt. And isn't it funny to think that somebody's homework ended up being one of our clues, filled us in on Egyptian literature. But adapting one of these, this is a student's prayer to Jehuti. It was originally for scribes talking about how great it is to be a scribe and asking, Jehuti to guide them. But since we're starting a new school year, we'll read this one for anyone that's going back to school. Come unto us, Jehuti, O noble ibis, O you who love Kemnu, letter writer of the Aeneid, great one of you new. Come unto us who are students, that you may give us advice and make us skillful in your work. You exalt those who heed your wisdom. You give advice to the widow and the orphan. Shai and Renanitet are with you. Come unto us, that you may advise us, for we are servants in your house. Let us excel in our studies, so that we may proclaim through the land, great is the work of Jehuti. So Shai and Renanitet are generally translated as destiny and fortune. Let's see. I've got more good things written out here. Okay, I think you guys are telling me to switch to the other book. All right. Let's start with Neith. Hail unto you, O Neith, the great, the one who existed before existence, you who made all that is, who created all that exists. Eldest of the primeval gods, fashioner of Ra, mother of Ra who was at the beginning. Unique one without equal, mistress of destiny, regent of fortune. Shai and Renanitet. Earth is under your command. One does not make plans without your knowledge. Queen of the gods in heaven and sovereign of the gods in the earth, mistress of the bow, regent of the arrow, who keeps the arrow demons under your authority. Mistress of great fear, who created the twin crocodiles, life and death are under your supervision. You fill sky and earth with your beauty, light the two lands with the rays of your eyes. You encompass your son as the light of the two lands. Father of fathers, who makes fertile the seed of gods and men, great cow who nourishes all things, mother of mothers, who is like no other. Hail to you, twin of Ra, Sobek, who arose from the primeval waters, Lord of Tashe, son of Neith, mighty God whose ceasing cannot be seen, ruler of the rivers, governor of the winds, great male, rutting bull, Lord of love, Lord of the Aku spirits, he who loves taking, great of terror. Drive off your wrath, let pass your raging, cut short your mourning, let your beauty come. Welcome in peace, O Lord of peace. And Sahoru. Praise unto you, O God of Behdet, Lord of the sky, splendid winged disk who shines in the horizon, you beautiful sun who illuminates the darkness, splendid child who illuminates the earth, iris of the Ujat who lights the two lands with his rays, fair of face, hovering one, armored, majestic, clothed in gold. You arise as Capri when you emerge from Nannet, your rays spreading over the world, shine upon earth as you do in heaven. Enesh harak horu nechirah nebtet. Hail unto you, Horus, great god, lord of the sky, great falcon, dappled of plumage and ruler of flying, winged disk upon the two lands. See a falcon united with the sun. O holy god, O falcon of gold. You're already. That's right, we also need to come unto you, O Ra, unto Neith, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you. Your heart may be pleased, and your ka shall live. Truly, your Aeneid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. This fet is cast out by your word, and rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti. We may witness Ra's perfection every day. All right. So now we got our request for our cookies. We're going to start with one for everybody, of course. So anyone who might be tuning in after the fact and can't make a live request, this one is for you, as well as for everyone. Sort of see what the week will hold. And this one says, at the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet. At the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet. Well, hopefully that gives those who are writers a little bit of inspiration. All right. So our first request, well, we had gotten one from One Eye for Enki, asking Enki, and so we're going to ask Inanna, since she's on the altar, to pass that on and see what kind of a message we have for One Eye, and then we're going to go to King Shabib music. So. And for those of you who are stargazers, Venus is finally visible, or as some of us know her, as Inanna. It's finally visible in the evening sky right around sundown, after being out of view for many months. One Eye, all the news you receive will be positive and uplifting. That sounds like some good news right there. So now for King Shabib music. And then I'll scroll down and we'll get the rest of our requests. There we go. All right. King Shabib music. Aim at the stars, but keep your feet on the ground. Aim at the stars, but keep your feet on the ground. Okay, and creature of legend asking for one from Sobek. And then next, that one person from Hero and Jehuti. Oh goodness, you missed last week. Oh, that's okay. You're here now. We'll make up for it. Who knows? You might get some voicemail, as we like to call it. But let's start with creature of legend asking Sobek for some insight. And we have Sobek over here. I'm tempted to make him a sun disk. See if I could actually set it on this figure. All right. Creature of legend. A bold attempt is half of success. A bold attempt is half of success. I think he's telling you to follow through on something. A bold attempt is half of success. So, creature of legend, that was for you. That one person from Heru. A sense of humor is one of your greatest assets. So that one person, a sense of humor is one of your greatest assets. And when times are tough, it's something that you can rely on to get you through. Okay, and Katie Horton from Lord Sobek and Lord Set. And then Sarama. And Love Deluxe, thank you. All right, so for Sobek and Set, who's behind him, what insight do you have for Katie? Be prepared for extra energy. Katie, be prepared for extra energy. I think Set and Sobek have your back. And interestingly, these are some of those fortune cookies. Not all of them are like that, but some of them have learn Chinese on the back, and the word that they have is vegetable. Shukai. I do not know if I'd be pronouncing it correctly, but eat a healthy diet and be ready for extra energy. Maybe, but either way, yes, be ready for extra energy. They say so. Next up is Sarana. Sarana, among the lucky, you are the chosen one. Among the lucky, you are the chosen one. I think somebody's giving you some very powerful affirmation there. There's something to come about, and you are the person for the task. And for anybody who's of that age, this is where I would cue the touch from the original Transformers movie. Alrighty, and now for Love Deluxe. And Alex Knight, can I get a blessing for my new pup? and a cookie. We go and pick her up Monday. Aw, well, that's wonderful. No puppy. And alrighty. So we'll start with Love Deluxe and then Alex Knight. Love Deluxe. A faithful friend is a strong defense. A faithful friend is a strong defense. Or defense. Don't worry about offense, worry about having a good friend. Faithful friend. It's a strong defense. And that could be telling you, to take stock of who are your good friends and not your fair weather friends, and keep those good friends close. And don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. And that's a lesson that all of us have to learn and relearn from time to time. Darren and I are no exception. So, and actually, the kid that we had that called and is coming over, he was kind enough to help us mow and do a little bit of work last week when we had to deal with people from property standards, complaining about our yard. So he was kind enough to come over and help with that. So, yes, don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Because that's one way you find out who your real friends are. Okay, Alex Knight, and a prayer of blessing for the puppy that's going to be coming home. We ask Anapu and Wepawet, our jackals, to bless their servant who's going to be coming home. May there be lots of love and licks and tail wags, and a beautiful life forged together. And let's see what kind of fortune it is. Attitudes are the forerunners of conditions. Attitudes are the forerunners of conditions. So your attitude is what creates future conditions. So be mindful of your mind and your thoughts and your attitudes, because those are going to be what shape things to come. And what's that thing now that people say? Be the person your dog thinks you are. Okay, and Fane Star. May I get one from Sobek tonight? Absolutely. So Sobek, Fane Star. That's the one. Fane Star. All the troubles you have will pass away very quickly. All the troubles you have will pass away very quickly. Wow. So good is telling you, don't worry. This too shall pass. It may be that with the end of Mercury retrograde, things will be taken care of. So, next is Kyle Hinojosa, and then Monkey Mind Thoughts. So, Kyle Hinojosa. Oh, you got some voicemail. You got two. Here's your first one. Advice is like kissing. It costs nothing and is a pleasant thing to do. Just Just make sure your breath is fresh and minty. Now, the second one. A lifestyle is what you pay for. A life is what pays you. So again, your first one, advice is like kissing. It costs nothing and is a pleasant thing to do. But you know, there's another thing about that kiss is also you wouldn't want it from a stranger. You'd rather it from somebody that you know. That's another way to look at it. But the other one, a lifestyle is what you pay for. A life is what pays you. I get the sense that they're saying to understand the difference between the two, between a living and the lifestyle. But okay, next is monkey mind thoughts. Oh goodness. Monkey mind, the cookie is empty. Occasionally this happens. Generally that means they're telling you, you know what the answer is. So they're not going to tell you something that you already know. But of course others have said that means you are the cookie. So be the good cookie. But monkey mind, I guess it was your turn for that one. But all right, and the Discord cookie so far, Threlo and you. And then TriboScript to Nephthys for letting go of the past. Okay. And all right, yes, and that's right, Gabriel. I printed out your prayer, so we'll read that in just a second. So let's start with Threlo and then Sarcastic. By the way, Sarcastic, you were making rose buns, right? I picked these up. Hit me up on Discord because let me see if the camera can see this. They're rose buds that are supposed to be for cooking. And last time I was at a Middle Eastern grocery, I saw that and I said, "Hey, somebody is looking for rose buds in order to make rose buns." If I remember right. So if so, I think I might have something for you. But let's get Threlo's fortune. Oh my! I think Threlo got some voicemail too. First one. And all for love and nothing for reward. So for Threlo, the first one. And all for love and nothing for reward. So in other words, do it for love, not because you're expecting something. But there's another one. Also for Threlo. An old wish will come true. So for Threlo, all for love and nothing for reward. And an old wish will come true. And now, Sarcastic, your turn. Advice, when most needed, is least heeded. So Sarcastic, advice, when most needed, is least heeded. I hope that isn't them calling you out, but can also mean sometimes there are people that you know they need advice, you're giving it to them, but they're just not going to take it, and you have to just accept that. But either way. So Tribos, Crypt to Nephthys, and then Mimi for general advice. And then we'll get to Gabriel. So we will ask Nebatot, who's back here, for some advice for Tribos Crypt. Be a generous friend and a fair enemy. So Tribos Crypt. Be a generous friend and a fair enemy. So don't be unfair to people. And I guess if you're trying to let go of the past, be fair to the people that have done you wrong. Now, fair doesn't mean a pushover. Fair doesn't mean, be nice. It just means be fair. And then that may help you towards putting things behind you. Be a generous friend and a fair enemy. So now we need a general advice from Mimi. Funny, one of the hieroglyphs that spells an M is an owl. And it looks kind of like a horned owl. It's a different species from the American great horned owl. But I named the plastic owl that I got, which actually doesn't work to keep birds away from fruit, but it's good for Halloween. But I named it Mimi as a joke because an M is spelled with an owl in hieroglyphs. But Mimi, aim high, time flies. Aim high, time flies. You get the sense that there are things that are moving. You need to be able to take advantage of them. Don't go for just a little. Go for the big kahuna. Aim high, time flies. And Gabriel, yes. We're going to ask Inanna, colleague of Aphrodite, to pass on for this one. And then we'll read. Gabriel was kind enough to write a prayer and to share it with us. So I'm going to read it in just a moment. But your fortune. All the news you receive will be positive and uplifting. So says the goddess of love. All the news you receive will be positive and uplifting. Now, I'll read for you. This is a prayer from Gabriel. Dua Nichiru, Dua. My Aeneid, I see you in creation. I feel you in the wind and the gentle summer rain. I hear you in the cracks of thunder in the evening sky. I feel you in the warmth of the setting and rising of the sun. I ask that you hear my prayer. Cast your eyes upon your humble servant. For if I cannot offer sweet milk, cool waters, or fragrant incense, do not cast your gaze elsewhere, but in your mercy I ask that you accept the song of my heart, so that its beatings may be like that of a sistrum, strong and melodious to your ears. And if my throat is parched, and my voice cracks along the wind, I ask that you look kindly upon my past offerings and prayers. And if I have not given them, look upon me with love and favor still, for those that I may give yet. Dua Nichiru, Dua. So, thank you, Gabriel, for that wonderful contribution. And guys, if you guys like that and you want him to share that with you on Discord, let us know, because that's one more thing that we can kind of include in our collection of prayers and hymns. So let's see who's next. Okay. Oh, goodness. So that one person is to go pretty early. Unfortunately, over at my very conservative dad's house, hope you have a fantastic day and weekend. Absolutely. And we understand. Love you, that one person, and we will see you again. And it doesn't matter if you're only able to come in every so often. If it's been a while, that's okay. My hope is that even if you're just with us for one time, we give you something positive that inspires you and gives you what you need and helps carry you along wherever your journey takes you. That's what we're here for. And if your journey, runs parallel with ours, hey, that's so much the better, and we love you for it. We're not sharing. Oh goodness. Something's going on in my part, Katie. Okay, well, hope everything. Oh, it's our neighbor's husband. See, oh goodness. Okay, Marriage Weapaway, Police from the Jackals. This week is throwing up some interesting stuff. Goodness. And it's cool, Monkey Mind. It makes sense that with a username like Monkey Mind Thoughts that you're Zen Buddhist, and I'm kind of delighted to hear that there are other people that combine Buddhism and Egyptian paganism, because 15 years ago I thought I was the only person that did that. So it's really great to know that. But yes, and in terms of philosophy, yeah, there's a lot of difference. But I think in terms of just like the ritualism and the element of chill, there's some commonalities. So okay, from Marriage Weapaway, and hey, Luca, that's okay that you're here when you needed to be, and if you have a request for a cookie or a prayer or something, just put that up there. And so let's get Marriage Weapaway. Okay, Married Weapawet. Any idea seriously entertained tends to bring about the realization of itself. I had to make sure I got that one right. Any idea seriously entertained tends to bring about the realization of itself. So I guess make sure it's something you want to realize itself and to come about. And if so, then entertain it seriously. But if not, then don't mull on it. Remember, and as Ptah, the creator, thought and planned in his heart, and then spoke, and things came into being. So don't plan trouble in your heart, I guess is how they would put it. So, okay, Luca. Sure, I'll take a cookie. Why not? Okay, Faint Star, I'm heading to bed. I have a foraging trip tomorrow that I need to be rested for. Thanks for the ritual. Hope you have a great time. Sounds really interesting, and hope it's a great trip. So, great weekend for you. Yeah, no, if Buddhists are correct, the gods are also on their journey to enlightenment and not in opposition. Yeah, and I see like Ma'at and Dharma being parallel concepts. So yeah, there are some ways that they can harmonize with each other. And what I think, we don't have a whole lot of surviving information on this, but it would not be impossible to suppose that early forms of Buddhism. We know that that there were Buddhist statues in Bamiyan in Afghanistan, and that it may have traveled into the Roman Empire, which means in Alexandria, which was a very cosmopolitan city, it was a melting pot, and you had a little of everything there. It's quite possible that they would have had some early form of Buddhism hit the city of Alexandria at some point. So Buddhism would have been known in Egypt at that point. Obviously didn't catch on, but there might have been some Buddhists bebopping around, amongst the temples to Serapis and and so forth. But Luca. Okay, I think this was meant to be a poem here. The way it's kind of scrunched in here. Let me see if I can read this. All men should try to learn before they die what they are running from and to and why. All men should try to learn before they die what they are running from and to and why. So learn what things are driving you, what things are you trying to avoid, and what things are you trying to chase, and why. All men should try to learn before they die what they are running from and to and why. Okay. Well, I'm going to put out a last call for fortunes, y'all. We put it so that we can kind of wrap up, because we're going to have company, before too long. And of course, people are, needing to catch some rest. But regardless, we hope that everyone has a good weekend and a safe week ahead. And so let me see if I've got some other good prayers that we can read. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is something else that got a little bit of inspiration for earlier in the year and wrote. Hail in peace, O you Nechadir. We thank you for being with us this night and all nights. We thank you for your wisdom on this day and all days. May you go forth in peace, strength, and joy. And may you grant us peace, strength, and joy likewise. In Enma. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great in need, endures. May they endure, as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shenit in Yunu endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu, endures. As the name of Asa, Tenecheru, endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pei endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. It's the name of Jehuti and Chamenu and Jers. As the name of Ra and the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Neith, O Horus, O Sobek. You have come in peace, O Yenachuru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, Neith, Horus, Sobek. May you go forth in peace, O Yenachuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Now I'm also going to check and make sure we didn't miss anybody, if anyone had a request, because we're not going to sign off until everybody's gotten what they need. Okay. Okay. Have you ever read The Golden Ass? Oh yeah. About Lucius's initiation. Yeah, it's actually kind of. I read it somewhere. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that starts off, and you can tell that there's kind of like some parody in it, because he has some really crazy things happen to him, and all these wacky things that happen to him, and then what his salvation comes from the goddess Isis, and so he's initiated into her mysteries. So yeah, it really is. Coinage with Zeus and the Dharma wheel. Oh, neat. That's a weird stuff going on there religiously. Some of it looks traditionally Egyptian, a lot of it looks Roman, and some of it's just trippy. Yeah. So, well, thank you. Well, Gabriel, I guess I wanted to, do well by your prayer, but also whenever I read things, that's my tribute to my dear friend that I lovingly call my second chance grandpa, being Wally Burr, and of course he made a career of directing people doing voiceover. And I tell you what, you want to talk about somebody who could read something as simple as ad copy and have you just hanging on his words. He did that, in Skype. He was doing some voiceover, coaching with Darren and I shortly before he had his stroke, which was about a year and a half before he died. But that I every time I read something in service, I'm trying to, do him proud, and I'm glad that I could give you guys something that's good to listen to, and spend part of your Friday night with. So I really appreciate it. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for joining us. So everyone have a safe week. And join us again next week. All right. Lots of love, everybody. Yes. Oh, that's very nicely put, Katie. Night, everyone. Love my Kemetic family. Absolutely. We love you guys. You guys take care.
Yes, we love you all.
Mm-hmm. Yes, love you too, Luca.
See you all next week.
Yes, as Starscream has said, 99.